Taurus. Welcome back to the reading. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little minute. I got really busy with school and then I had some stuff happen in my family life. But I'm back and I'm really happy that the community's growing. And I'm really happy that you're here. So without further ado, let's get into the reading. Let me take my watch off. Let's get into the reading. Today I'm actually going to combine the general love and career, so that way there's more of a holistic view of what you'll be going through and you won't have to hop to different videos. So let's get started. Spirit, I thank you for the ability to read for the Taurus Collective today. Please protect myself, the message, and the viewer/listener as we go through this active divination together. Please provide clear and concise messages for guidance for the Taurus Collective. Thank you. Alright, so happy belated birthday, Taurus. I am a Taurus sun, and my birthday was May 18th, and it was really nice. I got to spend some time in nature, and I hope that your birthday was refreshing for you. So let's start with the general. Let's just do a little pre-shuffle here. The weather is finally kind of mellowing out. I was able to play some tennis this morning, which is really nice because it's something I told myself I wanted to do more of, and I like to bribe myself with the High Priestess flew out while I was shuffling. So you might be really in tune with your intuition or being called to be more in tune with your intuition. I didn't even check the mic before I started recording. I just flew in here, child. I'm sure it'll be fine. Alright, let's get into this. So what are the general messages that the Taurus Collective needs? This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, any placement that you are reading for. Be sure to check your other placements as well. This message is not going to resonate with everybody because it is for the collective. Clear and concise messages, general, for the Taurus Collective at this time. What is in the energy? What is Taurus up against? What's going on in the collective? So we have Judgment. Oh, we have the Knight of Cups. Interesting. And we have the Queen of Cups. Okay. Why is the Judgment here? Ooh. Okay. Eight of Wands, as well as the Queen of Wands. Okay. All right now, Taurus. You are on an improvement streak. There's a lot, you're taking a lot of action right now, or a lot of things are changing around you. The visual that I'm getting, you ever been to a play and maybe the actors are still on stage, and let's say, for example, there's supposed to be a depiction of the day changing or scenery changing, and you see the crew kind of in the shadows as it's dark, moving the furniture on stage around in the background. Maybe it's a little dark, or the spotlight is on one of the actors, so that way you're not really looking at the stagehand people moving the furniture and the set around, so that when the lights come back on, it's an entirely new set. That's the image I'm getting, but specifically at a live play, moving around. Your settings are moving around you as you are realizing that you're walking into a new chapter with the Judgment card, waking up to a new life. The Judgment card is, people arising from their coffins, waking up to a new life, as the angel, I believe Gabriel, is blowing the trumpet. With the Queen of Wands coupling with the Eight of Wands, not only are you taking a lot of action and or a lot of things are happening around and for you, very very kismet energy also. Like it seems as though there was something that was on hold for you from your perspective, and now the floodgates are opening. And with the Queen of Wands, you're trying to stand firm as it pertains to your actions. You are very strategic, but you're not cold about it. You're very empathetic and kind, even if you have to make decisions that people do not like. They are very understanding of you doing so. With the Knight of Cups into the Queen of Cups, there has been an emotional, you are kind of going through an emotional and spiritual growth period. So maybe in the past you thought that you knew what you needed to know, for example, about love. And you find yourself, for example, in a situation where you are starting to learn new things that you didn't exactly understand before about love, or about relationships, or about yourself as it pertains to your emotional space. And you're evolving into the Queen of Cups. But so you're coming into a more mature, emotional and spiritual state. You are essentially evolving. This also may represent an energy coming to you that's not exactly on par with where you are. People might want to befriend you or court you, and you feel as though they are not as emotionally intelligent as you are, with the Knight of Cups facing the Queen of Cups. I want to clarify to see what exactly that is as we slide into the love portion. All right. What else is coming out here? Oh, okay. We have the Two of Cups here. Why is the Two of Cups here? You have the Sun. Give me 1 second. This seems like this is going to bleed into the love reading. This seems like very opposite energy. The Nine of Wands coupled with the Two. Very interesting. Nine of Wands, the Nine of Swords, my apologies. The Nine of Swords coming together with the Two of Cups and the Sun. Are you seeing someone new? Like, is this a new... Hold on. Why is the Nine of Swords here? Because, like, the Nine of Swords is a space of anxiety. So it might not be as dramatic as the card looks. You might be anxious about being in a new social setting and people wanting to extend their cups to you. And it's all good energy, but for some reason you're anxious. Why? Switch decks, okay. Why? We're going to slide right into the love portion, because this is clearly, and when I say love, I don't just mean romance, I mean any interpersonal relationship that is important to you at this time. So, don't take it as, like it's only romance, I don't know you personally. For all I know, I could be detailing what you're going through as it pertains to your relationship with self. So, just bear that in mind. Why is the Nine of Swords here? So now we're sliding into the love portion. We're officially in the love portion of the reading. But there's a lot of positive things happening for you. But for some reason you are... okay. Five of Cups. Let me show you the card. This is the Five of Cups. This is a Tarot Nefertari. These are like standard Rider-Waite tarot cards. Five of Cups. So in the past, I understand. You went through a very difficult time emotionally in the past, and three of your cups spilled in the past, which on this card you can see there's three cups that are facing away from the young man on the card, and then there are two cups still facing the young man on the card, as he is carrying this lamb, this like young lamb on his shoulders. So he is divinely guided, right? There are lotuses in the photo, so there's a lot of hard work and hard lessons being learned. He's laboring, he's carrying this lamb, he's carrying his anointing, and he doesn't realize that the reason why the three cups in the past spilled for him was because that cup, that emotional endeavor, that relationship, whether it was relationship with self, old habits you had, or whether it was a friendship or a romantic relationship or even a business relationship, that relationship had to come to an end in order for you to step into the new chapter, this awakening, with the Judgment card that you have been going through. All the energies are connected, so you must bear this in mind. So in your recent past, which is relative to everyone watching this could have been a year ago, this could have been 6 months ago, this could have been a few years ago. Take it as it resonates. But you went through a really difficult time emotionally in the past, and it's still something that's on your mind. Effectively, you still are carrying a little bit of emotional baggage. What's going on with the Two of Cups and the Sun, though, as it pertains to interpersonal relationships for Taurus? Thank you. We have the Knight of Pentacles, and then we have the Knight of Swords. So you're very, very focused on your material resources and learning how to grow them. Perhaps you are taking up a new job, or you're in school. The pentacles have to do with material resources in the physical plane, and so most commonly depicted as money, but could also be housing, could be stocks, could be some other kind of asset to you. And then you also have the Knight of Swords. So what this tells me is that you are in a very studious energy. You're trying to figure out how to grow your money and how to be a good student. You're either taking up a new thought process as it pertains to the way you see the world, your spirituality. You could be in school. This is giving like, I'm not really worried about relationships, like I'm worried about money and my grades. So very interesting. And even though I did pull this, let me stick this up here. There we go. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. So you're pretty happy, but like there's still someone here offering a cup to you, and I'm trying to get a feel for like how you feel about it, and I'm not. And like what I'm getting is that this person is into you, but you're not letting yourself be as into them as you maybe would have in the past because you got burned. Which is understandable. It's very fair. Ooh, thank you. All right. So we got the Three of Pentacles, the Six of Swords. We have the Ace. Oh, excuse me. We have the Magician, and we have the Ace of Wands. Okay. This person is not a bum. Like, I will give you that. I don't know if the past person that you dealt with was a bum. And by a bum, I mean somebody that lacks ambition. But with the Three of Pentacles, these people are not naked, by the way. At least not, they're naked, but like they're covered, with the Three of Pentacles, this person sees you as somebody that they can build a life with. And they really, really, really are hoping that you take their cup. They hope that you understand how serious they are about you. With the Six of Swords, they want to move into calmer waters. This person seems to be very aware also, I'm getting, that you have like been in the emotional trenches. Like they like, I don't know if you told them what you've been through or what your past relationship was like. With the Magician, you're again in this very like transformative energy. The Magician is my favorite card in the deck. It's the only card where you see all of the suits on one card: the sword, the pentacle, the cup, and the staff or the wand. And in this Magician energy, this has the potential to be a very transformative relationship, but it really depends on what you want to do. With the Ace of Wands, there seems to be an opening, you seem to be willing to give it a shot and to test the waters, which is at least, that appeases this person, it seems. Let's go ahead and pull a couple of oracle cards for specificity, and then I will slide into the career portion. So as it pertains to love, what can you tell me for the Taurus Collective? What can you tell me for the Taurus Collective as it pertains to love? Ooh, thank you. Quite a few cards flew out. The first one that I made eye contact with was soulmates. So soul connection, partnership, soul contract, and life partner. This, also with the Magician, this may be somebody that you manifested. We also have, I'm going to take all these cards because there's quite a few here. We also have partying, time with friends, having fun, happily single, and living in the present. Working on being present is something that I'm hearing. You might want to be meditating or, I don't know, drinking matcha or, I don't know, but focusing on being in the present and enjoying your life is something that I definitely am hearing a lot of. Talking, interested, awaiting messages, text calls, emails, and talking more. This person is not relenting. Maybe you thought this person was like a fling or, like a casual kind of thing, and like they don't see this as a casual thing. Sunglasses, watching, looking, perception, stalking. I'm not really getting the stalking. I'm really getting the first couple. This person is they're definitely looking to you to see, like, to gauge your reaction and get an understanding of what it is that you want, because they really want you. Cut down, so cutting out, separation, stop the pattern, and silent treatment. They may be cutting off a past partner, or you may be going no contact with a past partner. The butterfly, evolving in growth, next phase, healing your inner child, and releasing the past. So again, this has the potential to be a very healing and fulfilling relationship for the both of you, should the both of you handle this the way that it is meant to. We also, lastly, for love, have ship, cutting ties, moving on, receive what you need, progression, and arriving. This is low-key giving like breakup and divorce. I don't know if some of y'all are going through a divorce and, it's like a legal process, or if the other person is going through a divorce. But there is... Oh, what's the matter, baby? Hey! Hey, mama. My dog says hi. Oh, hey, mama. Hey! Oh, it's not Scratchy's time right now. I'm trying to do this. All right, it's Scratchy's time. It's Scratchy's time. Oh, that's a good scratch. All right, get out of here. You still here? You want to help me with the reading? So this person, they're not playing. Like, they really want you, and they hope that you want them the same way that they want you. However, they're just kind of watching and waiting. They want to see what your reaction is and where you are. But they're very interested. All right, so let's slide into the career portion. But like, the ball is in your court. Like, it's very clear that the ball is in your court. And they might even say that to you. The ball is in your court. They might also be a fan of basketball or baseball, maybe even American football. Pickleball? Interesting. All right, let's get some career finance going on in here. I want to expound on this portion of the reading from the general section of today's reading. The Queen of Wands, the Judgment, Queen of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. There's a lot happening around and for you, and I suspect it has something to do with money, because everything else that came out today had more to do with the emotional half of the reading, particularly the Sun and the Two of Cups. All right, so what is going on as it pertains to career and finance? Thank you. We have renewal. You need to take time to recharge your energy to get back on track. Challenges ahead require you to have faith and break through. I like the renewable energy that's being shown here, the windmills. It's really nice. I also like the sunset in the background. It's really pretty. So you're pivoting. You might be changing departments, leaving a job, changing your strategy is what I'm hearing also. Playing the fool, not letting people know how smart you are is also what I'm hearing, in order to have a firmer grip on your leverage and perception in the workplace or in your business. We also have adventure. You make exciting work moves that could take you outdoors or on a trip. You'll need to climb steadily to reach your financial goals. You might be getting flued out, child. You may be in a situation where you are traveling for work. Maybe you're getting like a really nice per diem and they're paying for your hotel, or something here is happening. It's not exactly out of the norm for you. Like, it might be something that you've experienced before, but it is in a new way. You might be going to a new city. You might be getting a transfer, something interesting, going to a different location. working from home. Like there's some type of shift in the way that you show up physically to work. Real passion. Stop wasting your time in dead end jobs and find your true passion. It's fine to experiment, but don't settle for less than you truly deserve. You're gauging not only your passion, but you're gauging how you want to leverage your current position in order to either fund or inform your endeavor regarding your passion. So maybe, for example, you want to start and own a certain kind of business. So you go and you work at a successful business that's similar to what you want to do so that you can learn about the vertical, or you can learn about, how to set up a value prop. Like you're soaking up a lot of information like a sponge right now, which is a very good thing. I did say that you're in a very studious energy with the Knight of Swords as well as the Knight of Pentacles. You're in a very studious energy, and you're trying to figure out how you can leverage where you are currently, like I said earlier, by maybe playing the fool, or by being a little bit more quiet about what it is that you're not sharing 100% of what you know all the time. Maybe you're only sharing like 80% and you're holding 20% back to yourself, just so you can spend more time on observing and being more present, as we spoke about in the love portion. So, and you find yourself in a new chapter. So you might have just started this job a couple months ago or a year ago, or perhaps you got promoted. If so, congratulations, or you're about to get promoted with renewal. And you're really leaning into strategy and how to use your current position in order to fuel your passion. Very, very, very productive. And all the Tauruses I know seem to be very refreshed. Look, power position. You're being promoted or called to lead. Did I not just say this to you? Time to step into your sovereignty and guide others with compassion. Congratulations on your promotion, because you either just got promoted, or and if you haven't been promoted yet, you're about to be promoted. So, which is great, because who doesn't like more money? And we're Tauruses, duh. So, yeah, you might have even learned some lessons like at a previous job about how you do or don't want to do things, whether by watching other people or whether by going through certain experiences. And you have learned how you want your career to look and function, and you're doing what you can now in order to bring that to fruition. Perhaps you didn't even think that you'd be in the position with this promotion. Like maybe you didn't think you'd be in this particular position until you were a little older, or until you had more tenure with the company. And for you to be having this experience now is a testament to just how determined, intelligent, and hardworking you are. We live in an age now where hard work is becoming less and less important, and it seems like working, meaning like back-breaking labor, which sucks because back-breaking labor is back-breaking. You should be compensated fairly. With that said, though, we're in an era where whoever can leverage the tools that they have around them, I don't want to say the smartest because that's not exactly an objective term, but whoever can leverage the tools around them in a way that is conducive to minimizing stress but maximizing output, whatever that may look like in your environment, while still adhering to safety precautions and all of the other guidelines that you need to in your field of work, that is who wins. Not the person who stays the latest. Like the person who's able to make the most impact is who wins. And you're learning very quickly how to make that impact. All right, let's close out with a couple more finance messages, and then I'll let you out of here. Looking really solid, though, Taurus. And we needed this. Also, I've been saying for like the past couple of months in the last few readings, I made a mistake. I kept saying like late March was the end of Uranus and Taurus. I lied. It was late April, or like mid to late April, like April 20th or 28th or something like that. That was the end of Uranus and Taurus. So we've been going through like this 8-year cycle. Like an eight-ish year cycle of pure torment because, we are a Venusian sign. This is a Venusian leading channel, and we over here try to focus on how to learn, take the emotional piece and like process it, and then get the lesson from that after we've processed the emotional piece. So being in such a disruptive time as Venusian ruled signs, with our sign in Uranus for like 8 years, it was just a really hard time to stay steady on the ground for a lot of us. And so it looks like now that things are more stable, Uranus is in Gemini. I'm actually a Gemini Venus. So I'm really happy about that because Gemini, is pretty okay with rocking with Uranus. But everyone's Venus is different. Definitely go check yours out. Anyway, we also have Frozen. So there may be a hiring freeze or no new work now, which like duh, we're literally in like a softcore recession. On paper, we're definitely in a recession, dude. We've been in a recession since like 2022. Being aloof can leave you out in the cold. A warm follow-up gets you in the door. I don't know who needs to hear this. All of that applying, if you've been applying, for those of you who are still looking for a job, please, and I'm saying this as somebody that used to work at a pretty decently known like HR company, please, I beg of you, do it right now. Like, pause this video and go do it right now. Save your sanity. Go in your email filtering and filter out all the commonly used words in job rejections. So we regret to inform you. Unfortunately, we've decided to move on. Like, I don't care if you need to Google the most, the most commonly used terms in rejection emails. Find those and add each of those terms, term by term, not individual word, but like, we regret to inform you would be one term. Wrap it in quotes. There are tutorials online that will show you how to filter out specific phrases from your email inbox. Please do that. There is no reason that people should be like waking up in the morning and having 28 auto rejections from different jobs, because none of these places actually plan on hiring. And that's a whole different thing. This is a tarot channel, child. I don't want to get into like the tea of the economy, but like, most of these job postings are fake. Please do not let them discourage you. I'm sending you all of the warm hugs and warm cups of tea, but if you are facing an environment where you're trying to get in somewhere and it's like a job freeze kind of thing, like, look up the hiring manager and try to like figure out, like, guess what their email is. So like, if you find them on LinkedIn, for example, and their name is like Heather, I'm making something up, like Heather Hadley. Remember that song? In my mind, I'll always be his lady. Sorry. I like that song. Let's say that the name is Heather Hadley on LinkedIn, but she works at like, I don't know, Tarot Co, right? Her email would probably be heather.hadley@tarotco. Like, and if it pulls up, email her and see, doctor up a nice little cover letter, put your email in there, slide. I'm not saying that it's right, but that just seems like where we are now, because the auto apply and all of that stuff, it does not seem to work. I do not work for an HR company anymore. That was years ago, but like, knowing what I know, please learn how to auto filter out. I'm gonna leave that right there, actually. Let me auto filter out your those rejection terms, because if they're not gonna hire you anyway, there's no reason why you need to see the rejection email. As far as you're concerned, if you don't hear from them ever again, then F them. You know what I mean? Yeah, filter out the rejection. Like, we're not even built to take that much rejection all the time. That's soul sucking. No one is meant to do. And please understand, like, I went through a year of unemployment after I left the job due to like extremely toxic work environment. And this was in early 2024. And I didn't have a job for like 6 months. Upwards of a year almost. And it was really hard. So, and I had colleagues who have even higher degrees and more education than I do, and they couldn't get jobs. People that had like wild experience, like they used to work in all these really like fancy places, and like they have really impressive resumes, and they were not getting called back. So it's not personal. Please don't ever take any of this stuff personal. It is meant to break you. It's meant to numb you, maybe so you'll take a lower salary, which you need what you need. Don't take less than, remember we talked about that. Don't take less than what you are worth, And if you got to take a little something that's maybe a pay cut from your last job, and you got to do something on the side to make ends meet, that's fine. I'm not judging you, but you know that you're not going to stay there forever if they're paying you less than you got at your old job. Come on. All right, one more message and then we'll get out of here. I know I've been holding you hostage for a minute. We have limitations. Obstacles are not what they seem. You can get around them with some careful thought, or simply choose something better for you. Yeah, you know what you're worth. And limitations are only, skin deep. They're only illusions. So remember this. Remember what I just said. Filter out. I don't know why this is so prominent in my mind to tell you, please go filter out. If you don't do nothing else today, y'all go filter out those rejection application terms. There is no reason you need to be having like 80 of those hitting your inbox every day. That is soul sucking. Anyway, congratulations, because if you are going through that, you're about to get hired. And if you already have a job, you're about to get promoted. So congratulations on that, and congrats on your new whirlwind love affair that it seems like you're in. Or if you're already in a relationship, this might just be like a renewal of the relationship. Your partner might be, doing some learning and trying to go to therapy and reading some books or whatever, try to be a better partner to you. In any which case, congratulations. I love you. Thanks for being here, and we'll talk soon. All right? Bye.